Mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. And we are live. We are live. What's going on, y'all? Y'all doing? Let me get this out real quick. What's going on? Just getting this out real quick. Okay. All right, here we go. So, I'm not really sure what other site I can put this out to. See, copy link. What's going on, Brian? Shout out to the homie Brian in the building, man. What's good? Good looking out, Brian. Can you hear me? Mic check 1, 2. Okay, let me know if you can hear me, Brian. I sent the live out, so I'm not sure if it glitched or not. All right, cool. Shout out to my viewers, man. Shout out to the homie Brian. Okay. Am I clear? Am I low? Okay. Let me know if am I good? How do I sound? Am I clear? Okay. Shout out to the homie Brian in the building, man. TikTok guy. Yeah, so this is my second live. The first one was a test. So I guess I can kind of count this as my first official live. So yeah, normally I go live on TikTok or X or Twitter, and I decided I was gonna start doing more YouTube content. So this is my first kind of step into that. So just as an introductory thing. So I'm a foundational Black American, and this is the foundational report. So I will be the host, and I will kind of go over some things. So if you guys got any questions about things that's going on around the culture or what's the general sentiment on certain stuff, feel free to ask in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to talk about, and we can do it. So recently, um, what's going on around the culture now is you're starting to see certain people have their wake up calls. And this could not come at a better time. You see guys like Amaru Fidel, aka Myron Gaines, Candace the Griff Guy Owens, and Officer Tatum recently got his wake up call. Now, these are people who have made their bones in the conservative movement by speaking ill on foundational Black Americans and our culture. Candace Owens, in particular, her and Brandon Tatum are very unscrupulous, in particular because they have more proximity to the culture, especially Brandon Tatum, by the way. And what they'll do is they'll misrepresent certain aspects in the culture to make us look bad in order to get closer to the Caucasian people that they deem so important. Now, what makes it so heinous with Brandon Tatum is he truly believed that him speaking down on our culture would be his ticket into the mainstream conservative movements. Now, what he failed to realize was he was only there as a token, and that broke his heart. See, he felt like just because he was a Christian, he was conservative, and he had a Caucasian wife, these were all things that would allow him to become a member of the club, so to speak. And before Charlie Kirk passed away, he gave a few heartfelt lives where he talked about how disappointed he was that he wasn't invited into a lot more of the Turning Point USA things. Because Turning Point USA is the premier Caucasian Christian conservative movement organization. So he felt very slighted that he wasn't involved. And he wasn't too happy about it. But he would always end it off saying, well, God got a lane for me, so I'm gonna stick to my lane. But again, towards the end of it, he started to see, these people don't really like you. They like having you around as long as you parrot the negative stereotypes they can't do. But now they're in the age where they don't really care about how they look. So of course, that makes you obsolete. Nicholas J. Fuentes made that very clear that they were sick of the Toms and those people. And they're just gonna say what they're gonna say on their own. And the rest of the conservative movement kind of follows suit, from Matt Walsh to Ben Shapiro to the rest of those guys. Candace Owens' situation was a little bit different. See, Candace Owens never sided with Issa Rael. She always kind of kept her eye out on those people because she saw the writing on the wall. She knew the conservative movement was moving away from that. And so she's able to keep her finger on the pulse. She was able to ride that wave on out. So the conservative movement turned on Officer Tatum because he decided to take up the crusade as a warrior for Israel, and they flamed him for that. And then all of a sudden, he became all the stereotypes that he's that he parroted toward our community. So I thought that was amazing. So huge shout out to him. And he came on, he was so sad. And this was the first time I saw him actually do something. He came on, he told the truth. He was like, "Yeah, black people get a bad rap because crime is everywhere. And I'm saying this as a police officer. It's just poverty. It's not this." So finally he comes out and tells the truth after years of misrepresenting the stats and slandering us. But it's too little too late. We're not rocking with him anyway. So now you got Candace Owens, who after Charlie Kirk was tragically passed away, she decided to become the internet's chief investigator on the case. Now, from that, she began coming up with these crazy conspiracy theories, like of all type of conspiracy theories. And one of the things she said was that this was a joint venture between Mossad, French intelligence, and somehow the Egyptians were involved. This was crazy to me, but whatever. Let it rock out. Now, when people are grieving, they'll accept any source of information that kind of gives them an excuse as to why they're feeling the pain they feel. So they naturally gravitate towards her because she was one of the loudest voices speaking about it. However, it's been what, since September? So enough time has passed for people to properly grieve. So now they're starting to ask the right questions and starting to get a little clearer about what's going on. And one of the things they kind of noticed was that Candace never actually provided any facts to anything she said. She was just talking and grifting. This is what the consensus is on that side now. So Candace, again, who always has a fantastic grip or grasp of what everybody's kind of thinking, she was like, you know what? I'm gonna pivot. So she's still attacking Israel. And now she's turning to foundational black Americans. And she's saying, hey, it wasn't the YT men that did this to you guys. It was the small hats. Here's the proof. Now, the reason why Candace made this swift change over, see, they all do black people bad at some point. Candace hasn't done that for a minute because I think she was plotting out her next move. Her next move was to kind of reach back and see if she could get a grip on the grassroots because Candace Owens has always paid attention to what foundational black Americans are doing. I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but our influence is growing. You got people, shout out to the brother Tariq Nasheed, Torrin Walker, and a few other guys who pointed out Kamala Harris had no objective for black men. And once that was noticed, 18 hours after they pointed it out, all of a sudden she released a somewhat plan for specifically tailored for black men and their interest. Candace Owens paid. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, peace to the chat. Appreciate that. Was that Tater, man? 25. Shout out to you, homie. Appreciate it. So she realized that, oh, wait, there's a movement going on in the grassroots, a movement strong enough to force a presidential candidate to go back and revise some of the things that they were saying. So I think Candace kind of had that little hole in her pocket. So now she's trying to come back to the grassroots, black people, with information, quote unquote, we didn't have. So it'll be interesting to see her next moves in 2026. But 2025 has been a very interesting year. But by far, my favorite one is watching Amaru Fidel, aka Myron Gaines, get his wake up call. So right now, he received a lot of flack for trying to get to AmFest, a Turning Point USA event, which I thought was interesting. But hey, it is what it is. So right now, Donald Trump is calling for a ban on predominantly Islamic countries after two National Guard service members were attacked out in Washington, D.C. This guy happened to be from, I think, Afghanistan. Anyway, he's deported. But anyway, he was let in under the Biden administration. So that gave him enough juice to kind of ban a lot of countries. And the Democrats, in an attempt to not look unpatriotic, kind of rocked out with it. So this is what this stuff is all about. So, this is what the channel will be about. Kind of be going over things. Q&A. Yeah. YouTube suggesting things for me. So this is what the channel will be about. Kind of going over some stuff, things that I think is interesting. I kind of pay attention to what people are talking about on TikTok, X, even sometimes Facebook. So yeah, but back to Amaru Fido, aka Myra Gaines. Now he knows on a level that these people that he worshiped, these Europeans, don't really care for him like that. And the only way he can get close to them is to speak down on us. But even in that, he understands they'll never accept him for who he is. His name is Amaru Fido. That name is not palatable for most, YT supremacists. They don't like that. So what he did was he changed it to be more foundational Black American with the Myra Gaines. I got a cousin named Myra. Shout out to my cousin Myra. You see, that is the very definition of quote unquote tethering. Because now he's trying to cosplay as us to speak for us. This is why we must separate ourselves from them. Yeah, appreciate y'all for the likes, man. Thank you so much. Be sure to like the stream. If you got any questions, please put it in the chat. But so back to the Myra Gaines guy. So his whole thing when it comes to, he says, I like to hold everybody accountable. I'm the only one who can hold Black people accountable because I'm Black too. And then the look on his face when remind him he wasn't Black. I think he was in a space either late last year or early this year. It was a guy named HT the Giga, if I'm not mistaken, a predominant Caucasian supremacist on X. And he said, Byron, I think you're doing a good job of calling out the small hats, but what are you going to do when we get our country back? Are you going to go home? And Byron was like, no, I'm going to stay right here. I was born here. He's like, and that's the problem with working with you guys. You guys think you're going to stay. You got to go home. And like, he was so shocked and visibly hurt that the same people he has risked his monetization on his platform for did not want him around. And all I can do was laugh because it's one of the funniest things ever. So that's what I've been talking about. That's what's been going on so far in the past week or so. I guess we'll get into geopolitics next time. This was never going to be a long live. It's almost 5 o'clock Central Time. It's 5:50 Eastern Standard Time right now. And my good friend Brian Jehovah is going to be going live on TikTok. So y'all be sure to follow us over there. Thank y'all so much for coming out. Needed a heads up. Oh, shout out to Uppity in the building. Thank you so much, Uppity, for the comment. Yeah, be sure to thank you for the likes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I put it on Twitter. But next time I'll definitely have a more set together schedule. I meant to go live like maybe 25 minutes ago, but it didn't work out like that. So my bad on that one, y'all. But anyway, thank y'all so much for coming through. I'm not on Twitter. Okay, cool. I don't know if TikTok has announcements. I'm not really sure how that's gonna be. Yeah, so Brian's still in the chat. I know Brian said he's going live after this one. So shout out to the homie Brian. And for some reason, I haven't figured this out yet. If anybody knows the answer to this question, I have a microphone. It's a really good microphone. And apparently it works on YouTube. It works on Facebook, but it does not work on TikTok that well. That's interesting. Okay, well, yeah, next time I'll send you guys a link. I've been tweeting the link out. I don't know if TikTok has a page where you can kind of, well, I guess I could post it to my story. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing. If you got any questions, please put them down in the comment section or ask me on X. Reach out to me on X at _disrespectful. Reach out to me on TikTok. I actually do not know my TikTok name by heart. Sorry about that. Link works especially if you are using StreamYard. I'm not. I'm just using it straight through the YouTube app. I don't really know how to work StreamYard yet. All right. Well, I appreciate everybody for coming out, man. Thank y'all so much for commenting, liking. Means a whole lot to me. Well, y'all know how we end this. Until next time, y'all be good to each other. Stay sharp. Peace. Reparations. Tell somebody